Brookie, come on. Come on, Brookie. Good girl. Come on, sweet girl. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Oh. Oh. Right, ladies, let's go for you. Hey. Good morning. Right, Tiger. Good girl. Are you panting, love? Is it a bit warm for you? Eh? It's a bit warm. We've got to put fire on. Eh? I don't think it's very warm this time, but... Hey, Chicky. Hey, Chicky. Come here, Tweedy, love. Are you running around? Eh? Hey, Tweed. You big girl. Come here, sweet girl. Come here. Oh, she's just a good girl. You're right, good kid, love. Come on, man. Over you go. Oh. Oh. There it is. Good girl. Be a good girl, Chucky. Yeah. Hello, Tweety love. You a good girl too. Where's Brookie gone? Brookie, come on. Hey, Brooke. Come on. Oh. Good morning, love. How's them babies doing? How's them babies doing? The heard us then, didn't they? Eh? Go on then, go and see your babies if you want. Go on then. What's going on? What are you crying at? Eh? What are you crying at? Oh, I know, I know. Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's Ian from Penny Glen Cabin Life. Good morning. Feel full up after my breakfast. I've got a lovely that breakfast. I just want to speak a bit about dog breeding and things like that, about buying puppies. I've got a message a few days ago from a gentleman called George, and he's wrote that due to the pandemic, unfortunately, the world's having, then the illegal trade of dog smuggling has increased, and people are selling puppies for extortionate prices. And he's also asked me to speak about what type of puppies you should be looking for and where you should be getting them from. So what I'll do is I'll speak mainly about Labradors because I'm a Labrador man. So what I would say to you is, if you see an advert for 2,000, 3,000, anything like that, or even 1,500 for a puppy, then think to yourself, this ain't right, this. If you get a proper breeder, they have a set price that they charge all the time. I have a set price, mine never goes up, it's never gone up through the pandemic, it's a set price, and that's what you should be doing. Now, the average price of a fully health tested Labrador puppy is about £1,000, maybe just a little bit more depending on what tests you have. Now, me personally, I believe in health testing. Now, all my stock is health tested, and the puppies that leave here are from health tested stock, and they are hereditary clear of the DNA conditions as well. And I also give the puppy buyers a copy of all the health certificates from Siren Dam, which, if some of you don't know what that means, it's mum and dad. So I think that's the right thing to do. And then you also have a copy of a 5-generation pedigree, and you also have the Kennel Club registration form, plus 4 or 5 weeks free insurance with either the Kennel Club or Buddies. And I think it's a standard that should be maintained throughout all the breeders. You get a lot of people who live in a house and they think, oh, we'll make a bit of money, we'll have a litter. The bitch that they use is untested, don't even have the hips done as a minimum, or their eyes tested. So if they don't have the hips done, you don't know what you're getting in your puppy. At least with the hips done and the within breed standard of the year that they was tested, then you know you're going to be alright. Elbow testing, it's a lot more common now, elbow testing, than what it used to be. And also the BVAI certificate, at least a clear eye certificate, what's important, which means the parent won't have any cataracts or anything like that. Now, I personally think for Labrador Retrievers, the minimum DNA testing you want to be getting is a litter that's hereditary clear by both sides for PRA, which is progressive retinal atrophy, which is a blindness. Now, 10% of Labradors born every year still go blind with PRA because people are using stock that isn't tested. Now, the other conditions are CNM, which is central nuclear myopathy. It used to be called floppy Labrador syndrome back in the old days, which is HMLR used to be. And then the other test is EIC, which is exercise-induced collapse. Now, if you have those 3 tests on both sides of the parents, then you know your puppy's hereditary clear. That's what's important, because if you know it's clear, that means it can never ever get those conditions. So a lot of people, sorry for that, a lot of people, there's adverts out there and people are selling them for £2,000, and what they're doing is they're using a stud dog that's clear of the test, but their bitch isn't tested, which you're alright with that, because it means that it might be clear or it might be a carrier for some of the tests. Now, as a carrier, they don't get the condition, it just means they carry the gene within the blood. How it works, I've been told, is with genetics, if there's no gene for a certain condition in the dog's body, it's clear. If it has 1 gene, that means it's a carrier. If it has 2 genes, it means it's affected, which means both that dog's parents will have had that condition, which would have gave it the puppy. So it's important to try and buy out a clear stock. Now, me personally, all my stud dogs, they're all DNA clear, they all have the hips done, they all have the eyes done, they all have the elbows done. It's just done as standard, I do that. And then when people come for stud, they get a booklet, and in that booklet is a copy of all the health certificates. You get a kennel club registration form. It's important. And what I also do, which a lot of kennels don't do, is when somebody comes to use the dog for stud, then I take my microchip scanner and I scan the stud dog, and then I get the certificates out which proves the name of the dog, and then I show the microchip number to prove that it is the right dog. Because people could be coming here and I could be using any old dog and saying, oh, that's elder, that. Yes, when you collect your puppy, you want to see the health certificates from Siren Dam, and you want to have a photocopy of all the health certificates as well, and that includes the hips, elbows and eye certificates as well. You need to have a kennel club registration form. You must not leave the property with the puppy unless it's got a kennel club registration form in place, or if the kennel club have been busy and they're slow sending them out, what will happen is they'll get a confirmation letter or email from the kennel club to say that they're processing the application. Now if they've got that and they give you a copy of that, then you've got proof you're going to have them registered, so you can leave the puppy with that. What I also do is I also do first vaccination on the puppy, and I also do a health check on the puppy, which is done by the vet. The vet comes here in the cabin and he does the microchips them all, and he does first vaccination on them all, and he gives a health check. Now if they fail the health check, he can't microchip and he can't vaccinate. So that's important as well. So that's about it really, information on what you should be looking for. But what I would also do as well is go to a reputable, I can never say that word, reputable breeder, you know what I mean, I can never say it. So you want to go to a good kennel, go to a kennel that's winning in competition, because you know you're going to have good stock, even if it's for a pet. You see, how it works, I strongly believe is the pedigree and the DNA behind every puppy is what's important. Now I try and put the best bloodlines together that I have. Now all my puppies have at least 40 odd, nearly 50 field trial winner champions in the pedigrees. Now by doing that, there's actually key stud dogs within that pedigree that's important. Now them stud dogs not just winning competition, it's how them dogs performed on the day. So I've spoke to people over the years and they've told me information about these dogs. And by that knowledge, I've worked out what dogs are better. So what I would do is go to a big kennel, don't go to a backstreet breeder, please don't do that. Contact a kennel, ring round them all, just say, look, are you due a litter? If so, can I go on your list? How high up the list would I be? Can I give a deposit? Now if you're a good kennel, right, on the adverts it'll say, I'm going to be honest now, it's going to shoot me in the foot this, but on all my adverts I put that to go on the waiting list it's a £50 deposit. Right? Truthfully, there's no deposit. I do it to filter people out. Those who are not going to have much money, where they're not going to look after the dog, give it good food, bring it up well, then they're the ones who won't have the £50 for the deposit. Now if I ask for no deposit, they're going to go on the list, and really they're not the homes that you want them to go to. You want them to go to a good stable family home where they'll be looked after and things like that, and really have the best in life, which I try to give mine. That's about it now, talking about buying puppies. And before I go, would you like to see the puppies? Right, so let me switch camera around, we'll see pups. They're all fast asleep still. Right, well that's me signing off now. Hope you enjoyed looking at the puppies. And these are them solar lanterns that Julie got me that I've placed. They're all over there, and then I've got them on that side as well, so it gives good light off on the night. So I'll put them out for the sun in a minute. But that's me now. I'm signing off, and I'll see you again tomorrow.